Hello, my name is BLANCHET. I'm head of vintage for Vestiaire Collective. Obviously, working for a second-hand website, that's a good question to ask because not every second-hand is vintage. So, vintage is a word that means, comes from wine, vin, and means millesium. Millesium means the best years. And this is a word that started being used in fashion in the 80s. Why? Because the 80s is the first decade where a decade of fashion was inspired by a same decade of the same era. Meaning that in the 1980s, the very heavy shoulder, like what I'm wearing now, which is from the 80s, was inspired by the triangular silhouette from the 40s. So you need to keep that word in mind, that it's the best year, the millesium of second-hand. Here at Vestiaire, so how I would define vintage, I would define pieces that are from previous decades that are already part of fashion history, and also pieces that are influencing fashion of now, creation of now. So obviously 5 years is a bit soon to become part of history, but in Vestiaire we say averagely like 15 years and before. But that also includes, Martin Margiela, for instance, until the end. So 2008 it's only 10 years from now, but it's already vintage because it's, you can't find it anymore. It's already part of fashion history. You couldn't shop for vintage directly on the website. You had to browse the entire catalog. Since last May, we actually can shop vintage directly on the catalog, and to launch the release of the category, we worked with the amazing CELINE, who became our vintage muse. And here a picture behind of our work with her, which I saw. She's wearing purely, entirely vintage for this fashion shoot, which was really something never had been done before. And she's wearing there this piece that I'm holding here. That is one of the most amazing pieces I've ever found for Vestiaire. This is 2008 Maison Martin Margiela legging shoes, which we shot the campaign in April last year. We shot this before Demna Gvasalia done them for Balenciaga. He done the legging shoes for Balenciaga. So those are 2008 Maison Martin Margiela. Those legging shoes has never been produced. They've only been produced for the runway. So this is a runway sample that has never been commercialized. And then obviously this pair of shoes is not only that epic because it's been obviously redone at Balenciaga, but also what you need to know is that at the time he wasn't successful at all, but now he's been inspiring an entire new generation of shoes. All the sock shoes, the sock trainers. That's pretty amazing. First piece, and then the second piece. I mean, I've got lots, but if I have to pick two. This is a Hermes bag from the 80s. I'm not gonna say anything, but it's gonna speak for itself. I mean, to me, this is not only the most amazingly chic, beautiful bag, but also, what we're talking about right now, right? So people have bought that bag a lot for the last year and a half, but this is the real deal. This is the real version. This is engraved Hermes just here. And this is a very, very rare bag. It hasn't been produced in many, it doesn't have a name, not unlike the Kelly or Constance or Birkin. And that's like 1980s. This is the most amazing crocodile Pegasus, and then olive suede. And obviously I won't name the name of the bag and the designer, but